Arsenal.
Oh yes,
We are Arsenal.
no mercy.
We're Arsenal. Forever. We are Arsenal.
Road to Wembley.
We love Arsenal.
Good afternoon and welcome to the FTB Sports. Please like, share and subscribe. This is your preview show of Arsenal versus Fulham at the Emirates on Sunday. And with me have Ghana King and Nigerian Englishman, One Touch from One Touch TV. Welcome, lads. Nice to have you. Love it.
What's going on, people? What's going on?
Love that. Listen, it's a bright, sunny day here in London. Listen, it's been a good week for us, hasn't it, really, to be honest? Good result last weekend against Sheffield United set us up neatly for the victory got over in Prague. And listen, it's been a great week also as well because those noisy neighbours have dropped a couple of points, which I guess let's hope this continues. A week's a long time in football, as they say. And I think really and truly now for us going into this Fulham game, it would be a good opportunity to close in on those noisy neighbours and maybe get some rhythm going. I mean, Gunnar King, Fulham, they're not too bad. I think right now, the second half of the season, they've got themselves going. How do you think we approach this game? In terms of personnel, etc., and energy expended. Now that we're in Europa League semi.
I think I'm worried. I worry for there being a Europa League hangover, so to say. And Fulham we played them on the first game of the season. I definitely would say they're not that team anymore. They've made some decent additions in January, and they're getting better. And listen, a wounded animal is a dangerous one, right? So. They're fighting for scraps at the moment to stay in the Premier League, so they're going to be really up for it. And they're going to know that there can be a lull after European games, and we put a lot into that game. But I expect us to still take the points on the day. I think key elements: Martinelli was brought on late, even though he had a good start against, a good game against Sheffield United.
He did, yeah.
So he's rotated a few players. Neither Bellerin or Cedric played in that game, so maybe they can come back into the team. I think that we can rotate enough players that can still keep the team fresh and get the job done.
Yeah, no, I agree. I'm just going to put up on here. Nigerian Englishman, if you could just have a look. Do you think we would start up anything like that? What do you think?
I don't mind that, but what I would change is I'd change Saka for Pepe because he's in good form right now and he needs the game time. Yeah. Saka can rest for a bit, and also I'd probably start Balogun. I actually would start Balogun.
I'm with you on that one because I think, Lacazette, and not only that, also I'd say Lacazette is now you could say he can't get injured right now, right?
Facts, big facts, 100%, because he's our main man right now. 4 goals in the last 2 games says it all. Yeah. And his stance at the beginning of the game on Thursday night just shows how much of a leader he is to the rest of the boys. If you had to ask me who's more of a captain, Laka or Aubameyang, I didn't want to have to say it, but the facts are there to see.
Do you know what the images of him, what he did?
Powerful.
Do you know what? I got goosebumps from literally that, right? Seriously, I thought that was such a statement, and it was brilliant. And do you know what? It didn't get, I think, the media attention it should have got. Do you know? Yeah. Do you know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. That was down to kind of people like I know King, yourself, and your TikTok and everything. You did some great stuff there.
Yeah. Did you see the Steven Gerrard interview?
Yes, I was about to come to that and to say that. I love that. Do you know what? And enough respect to Steven Gerrard for putting it out there like that.
Sure.
Do you know what? I thought it was such a statement. And I was just before the game, actually. I missed it. I only saw it, coming back, but I missed it. And I just thought, when I saw it, I just thought that was big. Yeah. So, but listen, we've already touched on, in the previous show regarding the whole ban and the punishment that was, well, if you can call it punishment, that was meted out to those guys. But listen, at the end of the day, I think statement made, point proved. Smash them on the pitch.
Smash them. Slap them up.
Slap them up. And that's what you do. That's the best way to shut them up also as well. Just to slap them up, score a couple of goals, send them out the competition, and let's go home.
Facts.
But yeah.
Now rest up the big boys, man. Just like Carl Bartlett's saying in the comments there. Rest 100%. Up the big boys.
100%. So I just wanted to get on to Arteta's view really on the game. Just want to say.
Yes, because obviously they want to maintain the club in the Premier League, and in my opinion, they've been really unlucky with some results. I started to watch them a few days back, and I really like the way Scott sets his team up. He's really brave. They know what to do really well, and again, I think they had some very unfair results that could have put the team in a different position, and they're gonna come here to do what they always do, and it will be difficult.
Listen, I think that pretty much echoes what we, intimated, what we said about Fulham, how they're not the same team that played on the first day of the season.
For sure.
We know now that they're scrapping for points, and they've got a team that is capable to punish teams if we're not on our game, really. I mean, Nigerian instrument, what would you any more takeouts from what Arteta just said there?
Look, I think about this game is... The Fulham's form is the last 6 games, they've lost 5 and won 1. Let's be honest, right? Regardless if it's a different team, they've lost 5 and won 1. But saying that, the one they did win was against Liverpool. So boy, we can't take them lightly at the same point. But our record against Fulham, especially at home, is pretty strong. So I think whether we play our strongest 11 or change things up a bit, I think we should have enough to win that game, to be honest.
I couldn't agree with you more. I mean, King, with regards to the lineup, the possible lineup, what we put up here. I mean, do we really want Xhaka playing at left back? Do we actually give him a break? Do we actually, give Partey a break maybe as well? And also, the likes of Saka, Smith Rowe as well. We're looking. Do we actually play him, or do we wrap him up in cotton wool? Do we keep the centre back pairing? I mean, what would your views be?
I'd definitely keep the centre back pairing for one. Give them more games of playing together and developing that partnership. Cedric, I would put to the left back, and Bellerin I would bring back in the team. I'll get to that in a minute.
With you on that.
Smith Rowe, I would rest. Xhaka, I'd put in midfield. Ceballos, I'd put at number 10. I agree with Nigerian Englishman on Saka. He's another player I'd wrap in cotton wool. They both took injuries into the last game. Smith Rowe came off earlier. So, wrapping them in cotton wool. Martinelli, I'll bring back to the fore. And because of the amount of younger players in that team that I just named, I would keep Lacazette on, but tell him, if we get good headway come 60th minute, regardless of how good you've been, I'm subbing you off. That's basically how I'd move with things. I mean, I think Ceballos, for me, has always been a natural number 10. I think, in the attacking third, we'll see him doing his best work there. I think the players that we really need to wrap in cotton wool are the younger ones, particularly Smith Rowe and Saka, who had a really big influence on the last game and that have had niggling injuries recently. Martinelli didn't get much of a run out. And basically that's what I would do. I think Cedric, he made a mistake. in the first leg. But I would say overall, when he's been called on this season, he's been dependable. He deserves minutes, and I think we should keep him sharp.
Yeah, I agree.
You know, we shouldn't just demote him, to the ether just over that mistake, especially seeing as it's been rectified. Yeah. So
I would agree with all those points there. I think with Cedric and everything, I actually feel that he's a better player going forward, than he is defender.
He's not bad defensively though. He's not actually bad.
He's not bad.
He has some lapses here and there. Don't get me wrong,
Yeah.
especially on the left-hand side, more than the right-hand side.
And I guess I can forgive him for maybe the odd mistake really on the left-hand side, because he's not naturally left-footed. So you have to kind of adjust your body and your mindset sometimes. But I think certain players like it would be good to see. The thing is, I have a feeling that he might play in Nketiah, instead of Lacazette. I know.
Some sentimental stuff, yeah. Forget that sentiment, mate.
Is at the moment he's got 13 league goals. He's only one behind Son, right? His best season ever has been 15 goals, I think. But in France, he made 20 look easy. But in England, he hasn't hit 15. Now, what I want to see is, I just want to see if we can get him to as close to, if not getting 20 goals this season as possible. He's earned it this season, man. You know that, because every season,
to be fair, you are right, King.
Every season he's had to rotate out for Aubameyang, and now Aubameyang's not fit, and it's like, and then everyone's like, oh, but you're not a 20-goal league season striker. Well, he's not starting 37, 38 games.
No, exactly.
So
if
you look at his minute-to-goal ratio, it's always been high. And that's always the misunderstood thing about Lacazette. And I think we owe it to him to see how much closer he can get to those top strikers.
Give him those minutes for sure. And you're right. I wouldn't mind Laka getting 45 minutes at least tomorrow. I do want him to be wrapped in cotton wool a little bit, because he is our main man, especially with Aubameyang not even on form and not well as well. So we don't know when he's going to be back and in full match fitness. So wrap up Laka. He's got to start Balogun. I mean, he's the future now. It's clear to see. And we're not stupid as fans. Nketiah is clearly going in the summer. So if the only reason why you'd play him was maybe to put him in the shop window and show the potential buyers what he can do, but I would play Balogun personally for the future of the club.
That might be a double-edged sword, isn't it? Really, put him in the shop window to see what he can do, because he might not do anything.
Exactly. So, boy, protect that 20 million price tag.
Exactly. I mean, the thing is, though, I think, as I said, this is shades of players of yesteryear, your Ozils, when they start kind of putting in great performances. Aubameyang, bang, scoring goals for fun. Lacazette right now scoring goals not quite for fun, but he's scoring goals and he's doing very well. And the thing is, for me, and the problem is for me, all three of those players have something in common. They were coming to the end of their contracts. They had something maybe to fight for. They're at that age where the next contract is going to be the most important contract of their lives, apart, I guess, maybe the first one that they're coming through the ranks, because this is the contract now, really and truly, where they're going to finish their career. Now, how long would we keep Lacazette for? He's doing bits right now, but how long can we realistically keep him for? Knowing the fact that we've got Aubameyang there as well on 450 bags a week. He's not going anywhere. You get Balogun, who obviously now has some assurance must have been given to him, because I'm pretty sure that was one of his things as to why he was stalling on signing a contract. How long, if we do give Lacazette a contract, how long a contract do we give him? Is this his last contract for his career, or is it like a stopgap, or do we actually keep him?
Sorry.
I know what he was playing. He was playing that Henri put together. But I would definitely look. I would say he's got 1 year left. I would say, look, let's give him a pay rise and extend it for another year, and then
maybe an option.
We can leave ourselves in the same option next summer.
Yeah.
You know, we can then get a lay of the land and sell him. Now, the reason I say that is because Aubameyang's been in terrible form this season. Let's be honest. You know, I don't like the idea of going into next season and changing the one striker that hasn't really been broken, if you see what I mean.
Yep.
It's still, you can bring someone in, yes. Real Madrid, you know, as I said, my partner's brother-in-law's from Frankfurt. You know, they brought in that Jovic when he was on fire at Frankfurt. Everything he touched turned to gold. He went to Real Madrid, couldn't hit a barn door. You know, and that's going to one of the best teams in the world, playing with one of the, you know, two of the best midfielders in the world in Cruz and Modric. You know, all of the other players he had around him. You know, people just think bringing in a good player means that they're going to be good for you. We all know it doesn't work like that, right?
Yeah.
We brought Pepe in. Pepe came with, you know, a sterling reputation from the French league. Came in, you know, it's taken him that long to kind of settle. So I just think, right, at the moment, you know, had we been in, you know, sort of fourth or third, you know, and there was another striker on form, and it was a case of, well, we can get one and bring in a younger one and do something like that, and it's fair enough. But we've literally rescued our season and made it vaguely salvageable, from January. And Lacazette coming to the fore, growing not just in stature as a striker, but as a leader, as we saw from his actions the other day.
100%.
I just think it's way too hasty to just be like, yeah, just sack him off because he's got a year on his contract. Give him an extra 20 or 30 grand a week. You know, if he replicates the form this season, from this season and next season, and we still want to sell him next summer, he's still going to be able to get a lucrative contract.
So do you say go into next season as our strikers, Laka, Aubameyang, Balogun, and I guess Martinelli can fill in as well. So our four strikers would be those four. Is that what you're saying? And then get rid of Eddie Nketiah.
Would you sell him? But would you keep Nketiah? Would you keep him on loan?
Nah. I'll sell him, man. Sell him. Cash in, man. Yeah,
I'm sorry, you know, I think he's been around the setup for a while, and like, I don't like to say this about any player. Do you know what I mean? I like to give people as much of an opportunity as we can. But I mean, looking at Nketiah when he comes on, like watching him and seeing any possibility.
What does he bring, man? What does he actually bring?
You know what? Do you know who
Lacazette in top form? I've not seen it. I've genuinely not seen it. You know, like Balogun, I've seen flashes. Martinelli, you know, I've seen flashes, and Martinelli also is going to be happy to play in the wider left position. You know, and kind of ply his trade. And Balogun's going to be happy to do the same.
Exactly.
As I said, bring in Eduardo, who's already a striker, and have those three as main strikers, and then have these two that can sometimes play strikers, but sometimes play in the wide areas. So they're still getting minutes and developing.
But you still bring in another striker then, yeah?
Yeah, absolutely. You know, and I think Eduardo is the guy, man.
That's interesting.
Because he's got a year left on his contract, so he's not going to cost money. I genuinely think we can get 20 for Nketiah and pay 20 for Eduardo, and that'll be
enough. Even pay less for Eduardo, to be honest, mate. They finished second, and it's the Scottish League. So, boy, I'm saying 12 million. Are they mad? But how much did we pay for Tierney? Nah. How much did we pay for 12 million? Facts, bro.
The thing is that we need to be smart now. Arsenal need to start being smart and being, you know. But do you remember how we was in the George Graham days? You know, we would get a player for cheap, but it would be a boom player. You know, players like Brian Marwoods and all that. Obviously, I'm going
Limpard.
Yeah, and just Limpard. You know, it's like. We need to be shrewd in the market now, not only because of the whole COVID situation, but the facts, you know what, we need to get some more credence back on our name, because our transfers over the last, I would say, 10 years have been shocking.
Decision making.
And Nketiah is your what Wenger had with Jeffers.
No, but look, the thing about Nketiah is this, right? He's had more minutes in the first team than Martinelli. But we've seen more from Martinelli. Like, we've seen three times more from Martinelli than Nketiah. So it's not like he's not had his chance.
No,
I mean, other than his debut where he scored 2 goals, like I've not seen anything like that sort of performance from him.
it's just energy. I give him that. He's got energy.
Yeah. I think I personally think Nketiah was grown up playing as with 2 strikers. You know, this is the generational cusp of us.
I think that's what it is.
You know, people like the millennials and the Gen Zs have grown up on 1 striker, 4-2-3-1s, 4-3-3s. Yeah. Before that, it was very much a 4-4-2 environment. You know,
5-3-2, whatever.
Yeah. When
That's
you were
true,
trained
that's
to be a
very true.
striker, you know, he's a front man that I think could benefit from playing with another striker. I don't think he's a bad player. I just don't think I don't look at him and see someone that could lead the line their own. You know,
His game is not set up for us, really.
No, his strengths aren't endeared to that role in the team. So it's a case of we would have to change the team to make that work, and no one. 3 managers have not played Aubameyang and Lacazette up front together.
That's the thing. So we know. Yeah, no, you know? You're right. You're right. We know. We play with 1 up top with 2 dovetailing off that. You know, of that guy up front, basically. I know that a load of comments were coming in. Just going to read a couple of them out. Carl Bartlett, how you doing, bro? Get Balogun and Aziz involved. I mean, I know Aziz is knocking on that door, to be honest. I'm
okay with that.
Yeah, he's actually, he's knocking on that door. I'm not sure. I think he did that one. Was it against Dundalk? I think.
What was that? They're both Nigerian. Is that what you said?
Oh. No, I didn't say that. I did say
Well, that's what you said. Sorry, carry on.
No. I said I think Aziz played in Europe, didn't he? I think. And he did that. And he looked very accomplished, but he's not had any minutes since then. So the thing is though, I'm kind of like I want us to win on Sunday. For a number of reasons. One, to keep momentum going, keep the good spirits. Because victories and good performances breed more victories and good performance, and the whole spirit in the camp. Not only that as well, I want to shut those.
But you see what I was saying the other day about the league, about not turning a blind eye to it. Yeah. Now 2-2 yesterday, Everton and Tottenham are in and around the same league position, right?
Yep. Yep.
So it's not just that was probably the best result that we could have hoped for. Was a draw to slow them both down.
Yeah,
you guys are.
Look.
King, stop this, man. Stop this
in the league.
Okay, as high as possible. Okay, cool. That's a.
So what you said.
Look, I've preached this for months now. 8th position is the highest place we can finish in the league. Forget all that. We've already lost 12 games. Like realistically, we don't even deserve to finish higher than 8th. So that's what I'm resigned to. So everything in the league is just to keep players fresh for the Europa League. As long as we're in the Europa League, the focus of the league is just to keep the players fresh, maybe try out some new things, give the youth players a try in the game. That's it for me, boy. The Europa League is everything. Everything.
I get that. But mathematically, we can still do bits. I'm not even talking with my heart here.
I'm not letting this team do this to me again. I'm not doing it. I'm just not doing it.
I'm looking at the league table now, right? Tottenham are on 50 points. Everton are on 49, right? So, Liverpool on 52 at that point in 6th, right? Now, all I'm concerned about, right, is just finishing as high as possible. Keeping that form up as well, because
do you know what?
It's all well and good. It's all well and good and putting our eggs in the Europa League basket. But as I said, I think when United brought Bruno in and then they went on a good run of form, they took that into the following season, right?
Yes.
So we
That's
need,
what I'm
I think,
about.
in order to keep an eye on next season, we need to keep some form of continuity up. You know, I think it had been ages since we had won 3 games in a row. That was another week
Yes.
that I was looking at earlier.
Yeah, since January we haven't done that.
Yeah.
That's bad. That's
So,
bad.
so look, we've got to form matters, you know, like, and form carries.
Sure,
you know, I
for
think,
sure.
you know, that's why I think with Lacazette benching him and like sort of maybe thinking we can rest some players and bring in a certain number of young players against Fulham. I'm just a little mindful of that, you know. I think yeah, Everton and Tottenham both dropped points yesterday. You know, psychologically, we need to kind of stick it on them and be like, look, if you're going to drop points, we'll collect them for you.
Yeah. Listen,
Fair enough. Fair point.
I agree with that, and I think what we should do is, do you know what? Let's take care of ourselves. Let's get as much points as possible. You know, just be professional. Yes, I think, you know, we need to find, well, not we, I guess Arteta needs to find that balance between, you know, wrapping certain players up in cotton wool,
that's for sure.
getting players minutes, you know, rotating, you know, sensibly. And
just keep the team fresh, I'd say. That's what I'm trying to really say.
Keep it ticking over. And I think what you see with, you know, the big teams like your Man Cities and your Liverpools and stuff, players who come in know what their jobs are. And we just need to have that continuity. And I think, yeah, just let you know what, if we keep racking up 3 points, we've done our bit. And everyone else around us, let's see what happens. And then we'll talk at the end on the 30th of May or whatever, when we have our end of season preview.
I really think players that we approach in the summer, you know, you want to be able to say that to them. Right, you want to be able to take that to the table to be like, okay, look, we know we started the season badly, but
look at where we're going
since January, this, that, and the other, you know.
Or even better, just say, you know how our season was, but we're still in the Champions League. You get me? Europa League Cup winners. That's a bigger bang. Like, we're playing Champions League. You're playing Champions League football next season. There's no bigger thing to say to a player when you're doing negotiations for their contract and you're playing in the top level of European football, man.
I agree with you 100%.
But I do agree. Yeah, maybe we shouldn't like completely forget about the league, maybe, but keep the team fresh and don't give players unnecessary minutes. Like, if we're winning a game, playing Saka for 80 minutes and stuff doesn't make sense. Those type of things. And he's been doing that this season so far, so I want that to change.
No, I agreed, and I think, do you know what the thing is that we just need to be smart now. Arteta needs to, and he comes now to the end of his first full season, and I think now he needs to be smart about things. Let's see what happens really, and see how it all pans out. Just a couple of what we have here. So Carl,
bro, let the police in, bro.
Yeah, no, man. I've got to do the stream first. You know what I mean? I've got to do this first. How you mean? A game like this is a possibility to get a B team out and get some game time shared about. Yeah, I think we have to be smart about that. I agree to a certain extent, but that's obviously what we were just talking about. But we have to be smart, I guess. You know, 3 points is still up for grabs, and you know, let's see what we can do. Let's see what we can do. Brezzy Page TV, how you doing, Brezzy? I want to see the youth play. Yeah, I think
I'm with you, Brez.
It'd be all kind of like, you know, sprinkled about.
Definitely with you, Brez. Like,
I just think I'm all for giving them games from the bench. You know, like bringing them on from the bench. I just think going in there and thinking it's Fulham, you know, we can start, you know, X amount of youth players, I just think is a bit hasty. For
sure. Maybe not to start too many of them, but you're right. Get them involved. Get them 25 minutes here and there.
Exactly. I think that's what we should be doing from now until the end of the season. You know, I think we should be saying to Laka, look, if we're 2-0 up and it's the 70th minute, even if you score both goals and you're having a worldie, you know, I'm going to take
your rest. Yeah,
you know, we got to rest you. Yeah, like saying the same sort of thing to Partey, maybe Xhaka as well. You know,
he did it in midweek, didn't he, with Lacazette? he was on a hat trick.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
know what I mean? So
You can see he was a bit upset about it, but he was like, I'm sure he understands.
He understands the bigger picture. Yeah. You know, and I think that I don't mind. You know, Martinelli, ESR, and Saka are great players, but they've all shown a propensity to getting injured or burning out or you know, having fatigue. So they've got to be managed real carefully. Aziz has been knocking on the door. Balogun's been knocking on the door. Let's get them involved, but let's give them 20, 30 minutes first, see what they can do with that, build that up before just starting them out of nothing. You know, like
maybe I wouldn't mind seeing him in the starting lineup. But you're right. I get where you're coming from for sure. But Martinelli, I think he's been protected enough, mate. Get the guy playing.
Let him have a start.
Martinelli.
Let him have 70 minutes. I think it'd be good. Get him on from the start. Let him have 7 minutes and see how he goes. See how he holds up. Look, minutes for him is what he needs. So yeah, absolutely.
But if you look at our record against Fulham, right? Like at the end of the day, it's Fulham, guys. It's Fulham. London Derby. Our last 3 games against Fulham have been 3-0, 4-1, and 5-1. Like, come on, we should slap these boys up.
I would take that.
We should slap these boys
However,
up.
I don't think it will be that easy, but I would take that.
No, not easy, but
you know,
we should have enough.
Final thoughts, guys. Gunnar King, how do you feel? Give me a score prediction.
I feel good. You know, I'm gonna go with 3-0. 3-0.
Nice.
Yeah. I think Laka will get on the score sheet again. I think I've got a feeling about Martinelli as well. Yeah, and maybe Saka. That's how I'm calling it. So I'll even give you the goal scorers as well.
Hey, that's what I was going to say.
Martinelli, Laka. That's what I'm going with.
I'm liking Pepe at the minute. I'm not going to lie. Let's hope it continues, man. He needs that upward trajectory. Nigerian Englishman, give me your thoughts.
My thoughts on the game. I reckon it's going to be 1-1 for a long time. Like, no, not for a long time. For like maybe up until the 60th minute, and then we'll carry it home 3-1. Like two late goals when we wind them down. I definitely see a goal for Pepe, and boy, maybe a first goal 25-yarder for Pate, Thomas Pate. Maybe it might be nice.
That would be nice. It would be a big game for him to play, actually, because those guys, I have to say, Fulham bring a lot of energy. I'm going to go 2-0. To be honest, I think, you know, we keep the. I think we're looking solid at the back, and if Partey does play, I think he's actually now starting to do what he says on the tin, so to speak. So I'm loving that, guys. I want to thank you. You know, I think, you know, it's been a positive week for us, and let's hope that we can start this next week positive. With a good win against Fulham. Just before we leave, I just want two things actually. One, smash the likes and subscribe.
Smash the like.
Everyone smash it. And also on Wednesday, we have this on Gunslingers. We have Lee Canaville, ex-Arsenal youth player. He actually also had a pro contract with them as well. He'll come on, tell us a lot basically about his stories, you know, training where his FA Cup youth team with Ashley Cole and those likes, you know, that team, the FA Cup youth team. So he'll tell us about, you know, some of the stuff with Henri Perez and Carnus and Burkhart's, watching those guys train as a youth coming through the ranks. You know, also as well, he's got he's doing work for a charity called Brighter Futures. Also mentoring work within it's a DBA project within London. So he's doing a lot of mentoring work with disadvantaged kids. And also he has a coaching academy, which is based in the East Midlands. So he's very, very busy. And it'll be a good discussion, insight to how and why that team, that Wenger team in those years was so great, and how hard it was for players like him to break through, and the players that he saw coming through, go through, make it, or actually going to have, you know, very good careers in lower leagues, so to speak. And it'll be a very good discussion.
And I also give a special mention.
Yeah.
Can I just shout out? Can I just shout out Spurs? It's their 60-year anniversary of being absolutely irrelevant. Yeah, in North London. 16 years of irrelevance. Enjoy it. 164
Yes.
Harry Kane goals without a trophy. Yesterday, he broke another record to add to
Oi, big up the Spurs, man. Them. Big them up.
Banter FC. Well, yeah, excellent. On that
mate.
note,
Love that.
note,
Great touch.
guys.
I just had to do that.
I want to thank you and come on, you Gunners, for Sunday. And no
Sure.
doubt we'll catch you on the reaction show after the Fulham game. Guys, bless. Thank you.
We are Arsenal.
Wembley bound.
We love Arsenal.
Oh yes,
We are Arsenal.
no mercy.